Hey parents, this is Miss Mosier. I wanted to help you guys out this afternoon with your math homework for your students. It's very difficult for them and we spent a lot of time on it today in class, so I wanted to show you parents how to do it so that everybody was doing it right. But this week we're talking about the distributive property, and it's kind of confusing, but it's really a lot simpler than it looks. So the way that they're doing it is the kids, they're starting off with one math problem that looks like something like this. And it says 10 times 5 plus 6 times 2. And they want them to break it down and to answer each part to get their answers. So on this one they have 10 times 5, which is 50. So the students write 50 here, plus 6 times 2, which is 12, which goes here. And they add those two numbers together to get their answer. The only part that's confusing is whenever they start to do it with rectangles and they do it with area. A lot of you may know, but area is length times width. So we have a rectangle here, and it's the length is 10 centimeters. The width is 5. So what the students would have to do, they would have to do 10 times 5. Which would give them 50 square units, just like that. And they put it in their blanks. The way they have to do it, though, is with a rectangle that is gridded, which usually looks like this right here. They'll show this this rectangle right here, and what's confusing to the students is that they want them to take this normal rectangle, and instead of just finding the area and doing 6 times 11, they want to decompose their rectangles, which means they want it to be in easier rectangles for them to do the math for. So the way we've been doing it in class is like this, and I grid all of the rectangles so they understand really well. So instead of doing 6 times 11, they want them to make it something simpler. So I tell them if it's above 10, go back to 10. So they want it to break this rectangle into 2 different rectangles. So what we did was the width stays the same. You don't mess with 6, but you change the sides. So since we did 11, we want to go back to 10, an easy number for them. So we have 10, which leaves us 1 row left over. So now we have 2 rectangles, one where the length is 10 and the width is 6, and one where the length is 1 and the length is 6.